This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Good morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaelyn. I am a fifth year PhD candidate, a product manager, content creator, and I have a lot of random things that I really like. And so in this video, I'm going to be taking you along for a week in my life and how it is that I set myself up for success for the month ahead. I did not do either my weekly or my monthly reset yesterday. So on the last Sunday of every single month, I lead a monthly reset session with Accepted Society. If you want to check it out, I'm going to have the link in the description below. But essentially, the last Sunday of every month, I lead a guided reset. So we focus on reflection, and then we think a little bit about goal setting, but strategic goal setting. Every week, I personally do a reset every Sunday. However, we got back from visiting some family over the weekend and Moo was not feeling well yesterday, so I did not do my reset, which means that I need to do it this morning because it is the one thing that I truly believe sets me up for success for the week ahead and the month ahead, and it just helps me feel somewhat in control of all the things that I'm working on. So I am going to go ahead and take you over to Notion and show you how I'm going to do both the weekly and the monthly reset. All right, so here is my Notion dashboard, and this is a template that you can purchase. It's on my website. It's called the Dream Canvas template. I redo my Notion dashboard every single year at the beginning of January. This includes everything that I absolutely love. It took me forever to make this template, but I love it. So anyway, I'm gonna scroll down and show you the template and how I use it for the weekly and monthly reset. So I'm gonna scroll down. We've got the big picture, plan for today. This is my life dashboard, and you can see here it's broken into these various categories. We've got my annual goals, and when I do my weekly reset, I go ahead and update all of my goals for the year and the quarter. So I'm going to go ahead in because I think there are a couple books that I need to add in here. So I did finish Spark of the Everflame and Intermezzo. I did not finish Immortal Darkness. Let's see. I did finish a Harry Potter. I finished a fan fiction, which was The Portrait of Draco Malfoy. So that puts us at 34 books for the year. So I'm going to go ahead and do that wee calculation. 65%. Feels really good every time I get to uptick that. All right, so my goal planning system is based on this idea of progress over perfection. So I have a series of goals, but the goal for me is not necessarily to hit it at 100%, but to make progress on it. So for example, I might not hit 52 books this year, but I have made progress towards it. And all of these you can see I've made a bit of progress. Now for the quarter, I have Operation Girl Squad, Operation Horse Girl Fit, Operation PH Done, and Operation Lifestyle Content Creator. Operation Lifestyle Creator, I would say we are about 15%. I basically say that I rise about 5% every week so long as I'm actively posting content. However, if I were really on top of it that week, then I would say it would probably go up about 10%. Now, for example, I have within each of these categories my goal plan and system. So in here, I did not actually finish filling out system, but anywho, I must have gotten distracted. But essentially, I have my mission statement, facts, feelings, functions, about how it is that I would define done. And this basically includes meeting up with friends every week. And so last week in particular, I went and hung out with Catherine, I hung out with Jess. So I'm gonna say that we are doing really well at this. I'm really happy with how I've made more time for female friendships. Operation Horse Girl Fit, on the other hand, is not going so well because I basically have had to put riding a bit on the back burner in order to focus on school and work. But I still go. I still go like once or twice a month, but I'm just not progressing as I would if I were wanting to compete and whatnot. So I'm gonna say that there's been no progress made this week. Now, Operation PH done, I would say that there has been progress made. So I'm gonna say this is at 20%. I went to Oxford, not last week, the weekend before that, and made a lot of progress on the dissertation. Now, for monthly goal planning, as you can see here, this was for October, and I did read 4 books. And did I send a draft to my advisor yet? No, I have not. However, this is still in progress, and I would say we're like 25% of the way there, because we do have a couple pages written, just not as many as I would like. So we do need to plan goals for the month ahead, but that comes after we do the reflection. So as you can see here, there are not any weekly goals, and so that means that we need to go to the planning. And so that is why we go down to the calendar. As you can see here, I have my little quick navigation button. So we've got daily planning, monthly planning, journal entries, I have an idea, and then over here we have the monthly planning. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the monthly planning because that was meant to be done yesterday. And as you can see here, we've got a lot of things that we fill out. So I'm gonna go up here and go to the reflect on last month, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill this out, and then I'll check in with you afterward. All right, we are back. And I filled this out. I'm not going to share the actual journal entry, but essentially what I realized is that in October, my mental health just took quite a bit of a dip. And although I took rest and I went on holiday and like had a little bit of a reprieve, I came back and immediately started feeling anxious again. And I just noticed that my mental health just trickles into everything. And that seems really obvious, but I have always in the past been able to kind of put it off to the side and just say, it's fine, I'll deal with it later, and I'll just, you know, muscle my way through the next couple of weeks and then everything will be fine. And what I realized in October, especially after having actually taken a break, is that when I came back, all of the same things were there and I still had a lot that I needed to work through, and it impacts especially my energy and my desire to do things that are actually really good for my overall health. So for example, when my mental health isn't great, I don't really want to go to the gym. I feel really overwhelmed and I don't sleep very well, which makes it more difficult to focus on things like my dissertation, which just makes me more stressed. And so as I'm going through, the reason I have these reflections embedded into the goal setting and the reset for every month is that it helps you identify where is it that I might be struggling and that I need to improve. So we're going to go back to the November. We're going to go down and basically this has like this goal setting feature. Now this needs a bit of an update, and I'll update it in the new year because I just basically have made a rule that I'm not allowed to have more than 3 goals a month. So I'm actually going to go back to my home base. So we have the board for October, and now we're going to go over to November, and then we're going to add our goals. So one thing I just said is that I need to prioritize my mental health. So I am going to say this is mission mental health. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the personal category. I'm going to say this is 0% done. I'm going to move the date to November, and I'm going to go ahead and write my definition of done. My definition of done for this is that I have signed up with a mental health care provider and that I have attended my first appointment. So that is my definition of done. I'm going to go ahead and change the cover image. This one seems nice and calming, so we'll put that cover. I'm going to go ahead and change this layout. In gallery view, you can change the card preview to page cover. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, so for goal number 2, it'll be to submit chapter 1 of the dissertation draft. All right, so my definition of done for submitting chapter 1 in draft is outline chapter 1, send historiography to advisor, archival trip. So I need to access some documents in order to submit this chapter. And then the last piece is to write up an ugly draft, and then we'll revise in December. So that's number 2. Do I want to make any other goals for this month? When I look at the quarter, I identify what it is that I've prioritized over the quarter, and I would say for this month, the third would be focused on content, but I feel like right now my main focus should be the dissertation. So honestly, I'm just going to make it these 2. I don't need to have more goals than that. We're just going to have the 2. I follow a very similar process for weekly planning. So I do the reflection, which includes things like core memories, favorites, lessons learned, and then I also go ahead and set the goals for the week. So I would say the goals for this week in alignment with my monthly goals are that I'm going to contact my GP so that way I can get an appointment to get the referral for a mental health care provider. And then for the dissertation, I just need to make sure that I set aside some really solid time to do some writing up and to planning archive trips and also communicating with my advisor. So that is how I do my reset. I'm gonna go ahead and change clothes for work. I'll do my weekly reset, and then we have a few meetings to get through this morning, and then a cram session later today. So that is what's up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get changed. And now for a brief message about the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace. Squarespace is a longtime partner of my channel, but is also the website builder which powers my personal websites I've built for my friends and clients, and the home base for Accepted Society. With Squarespace, you can create and edit a website from scratch or with their built-in templates with no coding experience necessary. Now, I have raved about all of the customizable features to promote and build your brand, but today I actually want to shout out their e-commerce and scheduling tools, which have made it possible for me to attain financial freedom by selling services and digital products online for the past 5 years. Not only is their hosting platform seamless and highly intuitive, but my site also connects to PayPal, Square, and Stripe in order to accept payments and track orders from across the world. Furthermore, their community and course creation features have allowed me to build a suite of products and services, which I will be launching in 2025, so be sure to stick around. And I'm just so grateful that these features are naturally embedded within the Squarespace ecosystem so that I can deliver even more high quality content for you all on my own personal website. Whether you're interested in building a personal website or a business website, this is the platform for you, and you can access a discount on your website or domain with the link below. Thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and let's get back onto the vlog. My meetings for the morning are now done. I have done a ton of admin, filled out the scorecard, weekly memo. I need to do my project updates. I need to make sure that I add that to my plan for today. I messaged Alexina, who is on our operations team, to help me do some data collection on student retention, so that way I can use that to inform our onboarding process and all of that. And I have a meeting at 1 o'clock. And then a really long meeting at 2:30. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break now, and I've been kind of eating some lunch. This is from Fuel Hub, which is basically just like pre-made meals that you can stick in the microwave. It's just so excellent and useful and affordable. Like, I think I get 6 meals a week for about 50 quid, which basically amounts to 1 takeaway. So this is so good, but I started eating it and then forgot to keep eating it, so now it's cold. But I have that for food, and then I think I'm going to take a little bit of a mental break and go read my book on the couch, because I just need to step away from the computer and recharge for a little bit, because I feel like I've gone pretty hard this morning on making sure that everything is as it should be. So I'm going to go ahead and go grab my book, go sit in the living room, have a reading break, and then we'll come back for my 1 o'clock meeting. I really wish that the boba place was open because I would really go for a boba right now, but alas, it does not open till 1 o'clock and we have meetings. There was some point where I started putting my subscriber count in my video descriptions, and they're like in every video description. But with YouTube, it's like, what is your average view count? For example, I have my How I Got Into Oxford video, and that was posted a year after I started my channel. It has been a very, very productive day. I had such great client calls after work. I have my 2 clients that I work with. One does leadership coaching and kind of career progression coaching, and then the other works on training and hiring celebrity assistants. So I just absolutely love working with them. It's just really creative for me. Although they are clients, I just love getting to just sit and chat with them about business and how to build a personal brand and whatnot. I just find it interesting that people want to ask my advice for business stuff and how to build a, you know, a creator brand, a personal brand that leads to monetization opportunities like building communities and things of that nature, because I have technically built 3 businesses in the past 5 years. But because day to day, I don't feel like I'm actively running a business in the same way that I did when I was running Accepted Consulting, it feels odd, I suppose, giving advice, even though I have learned a lot and I feel like I have some really good strategies. But I just find that sometimes I feel insecure before these coaching calls, like what can I offer them and that kind of thing. And then we get on the call and I just have so many different pointers and things that I've learned in the process of running businesses and having this YouTube channel and all of that, and I just really like chatting about it. I don't have any plans to grow my business coaching. I just have a couple of clients that I really like working with and would like to work with long term, and it's just really fun and kind of creative for me, and I don't really find it to be work, really. And so it's just been fun to do that every once in a while. I don't do it every week. I, like I said, only have a few clients that I work with, and it's been really fulfilling to see them grow and to learn from them and to get to share some of my expertise, because I don't really get to talk about business that often. I guess I talk about business in my day-to-day work, but I don't really talk about it with you all very often. But it is now the end of the day. I ended up having that one coaching call run over at the end of the day, and so I missed my yoga class. And so I'm gonna go to a class in the morning. I am now going to take a shower and get ready for bed and just sit and read my book for a little while. I've been staying up much later than I would like recently. Like, it's 9 o'clock right now, and I would have liked to have been in bed an hour ago. Not the best at boundary setting recently, but that's okay. That's what happens sometimes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for bed. I'll have a proper check-in on dissertation stuff tomorrow because I have to wake up and do a little bit of writing in the morning and share with you where we're at. Okay, this may very well sound a bit bonkers, because it is, because I have my little microphone, I've got my little dog, I've got my book. I figured I'd just give a little recap on the day. Got up this morning, did my little reset, and I had a ton of calls for Productivity Lab. It was so good. It was such a good productive day. Something I've been struggling with recently is just feeling really overwhelmed by wanting to do a really good job as a product manager and feeling rather insecure about it. The last quarter, as I was adjusting to my new role, I got this promotion. One of the things that I was struggling with was this imposter syndrome, and it was just leading me to essentially not make decisions and to not ask for help. One thing I've been trying to do at the beginning of this quarter is really lean on my team and collaborate and bring in other people and focus more so on leveraging everyone's strengths and
actually getting on calls and trying to get work done on the calls because I'm less likely to freeze if I'm on the call doing work alongside other people. It's kind of silly to me that it's taken me this long to figure out that that's how I need to work because that's how I built my businesses. It's what I have focused on as a student. Like the thing that makes it possible for me to get work done on my dissertation is studying with other people on Zoom. And that is why I built Accepted Society. When I need to get content done, it's so much more fun and it's so much easier when I do it alongside other people. And so today was a really good day. And I got to collaborate with Alexina and Geo. We got to finish up the visual mental models with Charlotte. And I just felt like today I made a lot of progress that I've been working towards, but was struggling to get to the result, I suppose.
Good morning. I have had a very lovely start to the day. Had a call first thing this morning, did a little bit of work, and now I'm fitting in a Pilates class. So I'm heading on over to the gym to get in a little bit of movement. I'm a little concerned because I didn't have breakfast. So I am prone to getting lightheaded. However, I think it's a fundamentals class. Let's check. Traditional. I should be okay, I think. Had a nice night of reading in bed, got a good night of sleep, and then I got up this morning, sent off an email because I want to put up the Digital Brand Accelerator course as something that's available on my website. However, the slight challenge is that I don't love the material. Like, it's good, but as a perfectionist, I just feel like it could be better. So I sent an email asking what people would want to know about content creation, personal branding, that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna put the form in the description. So if you have any feedback on things that you would want to know, whether it's more on the business side, the creation side, the branding side, whatever it is, would love your feedback. Yeah, I don't have any time to completely revamp it right now, but I would like to make a plan for it. Okay, my path to get over there is blocked, so we're gonna have to. It is a good day. I was meant to go to Hong Kong next week, or this week, for work and to film a course with Ali, but I spoke with the team and ultimately it just makes more sense for me to go in the new year or for us to plan a different time to go, because it's just not the best use of time and resources. And so that means that I get a couple of weeks just at home to get into a routine, to focus on the dissertation, and I am just so happy about it because I've just been feeling a bit overwhelmed with the lack of regulation and stability and routine. And so I'm quite happy about that. But anywho, that is my little morning update. I'm gonna go ahead over to my Pilates class and I'll check in with y'all later. Okay, it is now the end of the day. I actually went and recorded a podcast with Natalie and came home and completely forgot to actually record anything when I was with her. But London Boy has made a lovely ramen dinner. I recorded a little book talk video. I am attempting to make random book talk videos over on TikTok. So if you want more book content, then you can find it over there. But I'm not doing it seriously or regularly. So potentially lower your expectations. But I'm gonna have some dinner. I'm gonna read my book, have a nice chill evening, and then
I have to get up early tomorrow because I have to meet Ali over in King's Cross, I think, and we have to talk a little bit about the course and get him set up for filming it. I need to do that first thing in the morning, and we have some content to film and some dissertation work to do. Moo's waiting for chicken broth. You want chicken broth, don't you, Pooch? She says, hand it over. But anywho, we're gonna have some dinner, and then I'm gonna read my book and have a quiet evening. And then we have a nice, exciting, busy day tomorrow, and you guys will already know because I probably posted about it on social media already, but I'm changing my hair tomorrow. It'll be a very different shade by the end of the day tomorrow. So I'm both nervous and excited. I had a really good working session with the team, met up with Ali to finalize some things for the course, so that way I can finish up the things that I need to do so I can send it over to him. Now I'm heading back into the center of town because I have a hair appointment and I'm changing up my hair pretty dramatically. So the next time that you see me, I will have some new hair. I'll show you like the process. I'm excited, nervous, but excited. She's got new hair, and it is the next day. My partner and I went out to dinner at Spitalfields after we met up after my appointment. Then I came home and I took a shower and I read my book, and it was fantastic. And now it is the next day, and I'm gonna go ahead and actually wrap up today's vlog. I hope that you enjoyed getting to just follow along a couple of quite normal days in the life. I didn't make as much progress on the dissertation as I would have liked, but I did get words down on paper, which is more than I can say that I have done for the past couple of weeks. So I am proud of that. But stick around because we've got another Dissertation Diaries episode being filmed next week, because I have to make some pretty big improvements on my dissertation, but I also have to apply for grants again. So if you want to follow along for that process, and make sure that you hit the subscribe button. And thank you, as always, friends, for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, friends.